WDNA 88.9 FM and WDNA.org. And this is the UN Frost Jazz Hour that comes to you every Thursday at 11 o'clock. And this show is very special, not only because we have some special musicians here, but it's a Wayne Shorter Ensemble. As you all knew, Wayne passed away a few days ago. So it's going to be, you're going to hear from some of the students what he meant to them, and you're going to hear some of his best students, okay? And I want to present here at the beginning, Austin Modiala at the trumpet, Eric Law in the alto sax, Ali Biancoviso on the trombone, Maggie Keeney on vocals, Ian Westerbeck on guitar, Alex Hansen on piano, Jay Cho on bass, and Henry Moore on drums. And this is the first tune called Ping Pong, arranged by Ian Westerbeck. And we want to remind you that there's still in the month of April we got a lot of good things coming. Next week we're going to have the Latin Jazz Orchestra, which some of the some here belong to. Ali, you belong, yeah, yes sir, and it's going to feature Chucho Valdez. If you know a little bit about Latin jazz, Chucho Valdez was the director of the band Iraquere, which was probably the best Latin band in the last 50 years. Not only Chucho Valdez played in it, but Arturo Sandoval, Paquito de Rivera, all some of the best musicians, not only in the Latin jazz idiom, but also in jazz. So now we're going to play something arranged by Austin Musiala called Mahjong. Okay, now we're going to have a little round of talks here, with the members of the band. If you want to join in, I might say something about Wayne Shorter. I've been kind of doing a little bit of research and so much, and he's been, no doubt about it, he's a genius. He's a musical genius, and there's no category, don't put it into classical or jazz or whatever, and something that many people might not know was that he graduated from New York University with a bachelor in music education. So that's something that with all his artistic accomplishments, he was pretty down to earth. I think he started with Art Blakey in 1959 and Miles Davis 1964, one of the most influential groups in jazz and in whatever. A Weather Report, with Joe Zawinul, Aito Areira, Jaco Pastorius, in funk, ethnic music, and he was in one of the most beautiful albums that I ever heard was Native Dancer with Milton Nascimento and Herbie Hancock. If you haven't heard that album, it was in 1974, I think it was. And during the year 2000, he went into another quartet with Danilo Perez, John Patitucci, and Brian Blade. And last but not least was his opera. Yes, he wanted to write an opera. He said that it was his lifelong dream, and he wrote it when he was in his 80s, and called Iphigenia. I think with the lyrics by Esmeralda Spalding, one of the great bass players, and he won 12 Grammys. Anyway, I want to start with Austin. And anything about Wayne Shorter that you can think of?
Yeah, well, first I want to say, thanks for those who are listening. As a band, we're really honored to be playing this music by one of our heroes. And I think the thing that's so beautiful about Wayne is that he's one of those people who's larger than life in a lot of ways, but also like accessible to everyone. I think that his music, we all dream of kind of being the way that he was, and that, all the life that he lived and all the experiences he had, he never lost this like childlike sense of wonder and, this beauty of the world. And then you hear that in his music, and you just constantly hear him. I think the most important thing about Wayne is that you hear his humanity in all of the music, and there's not really a separation between the music he makes and the person he is, And so by like studying this music, a lot of us didn't really get the opportunity to meet him in person, but I feel like we still know him because like to know his music is to know him,
Yeah, we had at the WDNA, we had the years ago, talking about 20, 25 years ago, he went to WDNA because he used to live here in Florida, in Aventura, I think up in north. And he was a very shy person, very, very shy. He would sit down and look at everybody like he was a part of the group, there at WDNA. And it was beautiful. Frank Consola, one of the best DJs, he conducted an interview, 2-hour interview. It was beautiful. Anybody, Ian, you want to say something about
Yeah, I mean, Wayne Shorter has got to be one of my favorite composers of all time. Just the way he looks at things and the way he looks at harmony, especially, was such a fresh take compared to like what was going on at the time around him, especially when he was younger. But obviously, he went on to develop such a sound and such a way of like looking at things in music, and it left such a lasting impact on the way we look at music now, like today, for jazz.
Definitely. Anybody else? The girls, Maggie or Ali?
I think Wayne like paved the way for a lot of like modern composers that we look up to, such as Gretchen Parlato, Walter Smith III, Gerald Clayton. He really was the first to like embellish Lydian harmony and to really like use that as a way to like preserve this music and give this music a statement and kind of almost like categorize it in a way that was able to pave the way for a lot of modern musicians that we all look up to and we love so much.
Alrighty, alrighty, and of course, you know, I grew up with his music, you know, in the 70s, and I didn't. Now that, of course, you know, it takes someone to die to go and try to diffuse everything that person has done. I say, wow, you know, I mean, I was missing a lot, you know, because I know some of it, but there's so much that I don't know about him. So anyway, anybody else? Ali? No? No? Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I think I would just like to say I'm thankful for the opportunity to be in this ensemble this semester because it's just like pretty timely considering that Wayne, you know, just passed away. But it's really special to be able to play his music in a group like this where, you know, you can listen to it and you can play it by yourself as much as you want, but being able to kind of put our own little spin on it and interpret it in a new way has been a lot of fun, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to kind of dive so deep into so much of his music too. So that's been a really great experience.
Thank you very much for everybody, you know, for your comments, and we're going to keep going here. And the next piece is actually by Ali, arranged by Ali. And I actually going to see Ali next week in the Latin Jazz Orchestra with none other than Chucho Valdés. So go, because it's going to be great. His music was at the time, you know, it was like 50 years beyond his time, you know. Anyway, this is called Elegant People, arranged by Ali Biancoviso. And now we're going to do a short break, and we'll be right back. so here we are back. And we want to remind you of next week, the Latin Jazz Orchestra, directed by Daphne Prieto, is going to be right here. Okay, guys, they will be playing a concert at Gosman Hall the following week, but they're going to be playing right here. So you're probably going to hear like at least the half of the concert if you come next week. Okay, so the orchestra, this is the first time that the jazz department has a big band. With the pandemic, we stopped doing big bands, but now we're bringing it back. So anyway, now we're going to play something called Black Nile, one of the classics, arranged by Jai Shaw, our bass player. Now we're going to our last song here. It's been a pleasure being with you, for our audience. Thank you very much for coming. Remember to come next week because it's going to be really, really good. And it's for free. Okay, so I want to repeat their names because we're running out of time here. Austin Yala, Eric Law, Ali Biancoviso, Maggie Kinney, Ian Westerbeck, Alex Hansen, Jai Shaw, and Henry Moore. Please, moving on. And this last song was arranged by Eric Law, and it's called Pinocchio. John just wrote